Hello and welcome to Grand Tour Nation, your go-to source of information on cars and the Grand Tour. I'm your host, Alex. Make sure you find me on Twitter at AlexDoesCars. And before we get into today's story, if you enjoy the video, leave a like, subscribe, click that notification bell, and as always, find more on GrandTourNation.com. The question's been asked many times across social media, is the Grand Tour dead? With Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond and James May each turning to their own solo shows, most recently The Great Escapists, where Hammond presented alongside Tori Belleci, it could be easy to believe the show is no more. But while Clarkson is focusing on his farm and May writes cookbooks, it's very difficult to answer this question definitively. Despite this, we can give some insight into what we should be expecting from the trio in the future, regardless of the roadblocks that were caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2019, executive producer Andy Willman shared a post to his Instagram account. It said, "The Grand Tour crew just receiving the news that they have to work with us for another 2 years." This was back in 2019, when the Grand Tour was working on 2 episodes a year, with each year being equivalent of 1 season. With Amazon confirming that the first 2 special episodes, Seaman and A Massive Hunt, was 1 season, we can only guess that the team has 1 more season, consisting of 2 episodes, planned before the contract runs out, with the first being the Scotland special that we've seen clips of. There's been no word of the contract being extended further. However, Clarkson has given us a few clues himself as to how long the show might be around for. He said, "We were signed up by Amazon to do 3 seasons, and everyone was like, they're going to do 4, but we were only asked to do 3. We're delighted to say Amazon have asked us to do more." Whenever anyone would say, "Oh, you're not telling us because it's not happening," no, we can't tell you because we hadn't gotten round to doing 3. When we finished 3, we talked to Amazon and they said, "Oh no, we'd be delighted," and they seem to love us, so consequently, you've got us for a few more years yet. Clarkson obviously sees a future in the show, possibly even further than the 5th season that is confirmed. But beyond this, it's likely that the trio will continue to create their own shows, at least solo shows, if the Grand Tour is coming to an end. Hammond has already shown his interest in doing another season for The Great Escapist, and May has confirmed that there is definitely another season coming for the Our Man in Travel show as well. Hammond said, "I'd love to go back. I'd love to make the show all over again. We had such a great time doing it. I've said lots of times, TV folk, it filters out those who aren't going to get on. And they don't do it for long. But when you know you're going to be away with a bunch of people for 2 months, if I'm a pain in the backside, everybody's life is worse. So everybody gets on. So they, the crew, were fabulous. They were great company. They're a great bunch. We would all, at the drop of a hat tomorrow, go straight back out and do it all again, as I'm sure would any of us." James May was asked about how the lockdown had affected filming, and this is where he mentioned season 2 of his own show. He was asked, "Has lockdown expedited this sort of independent process that you're going through?" James replied, "It has delayed doing our big things like Grand Tour, obviously because we can't go anywhere. But we can't go anywhere to do the other things we were going to do. I mean, I was about to go off and do another of Our Man in shows. It's not cancelled, but it is postponed for quite a long time." And that's a shame, because I really like that show. Anyway, we can only guess what's happening with the Grand Tour, especially as it's been so affected by the pandemic. But what we do know for sure is that the trio will be staying around for a long time, either doing their own things or sat behind the wheel on the Grand Tour. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the Grand Tour should keep going, or is it getting a bit old and should they just be left to their own solo stuff? I really enjoyed James May's shows. I thought they were really good. Hammond's that came out today was interesting. Leave a like for more like this. Subscribe, follow me at AlexDoesCars, and head over to GrandTourNation.com for more just like this. Hammond's show wasn't great, was it?